Welcome to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. We're two friends taking an explorative journey into all things astrology and a little woo. I'm Christine. I'm a creative, intuitive counselor and coach, and astrology enthusiast. We Pisces like to wear all the hats. You can find me on IG at The Dreamy Piscean.
And I'm Shelby. I am a licensed social worker, a big feelings person, and a light skeptic. Here to learn all the astrological things. You can find me on Twitter at Shelby Tweeting, and being a Cancer rising on Instagram at Shelby Cooking Things. Welcome to our show.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Shelby.
And welcome back to our show. I'm excited about, we have a recurring series topic, but I'm excited to see, what we get into this week.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so since last season, I feel like I've been doing a lot more astrology reading. I've bought several books. I feel like the mission of the podcast was for Christine to teach me about astrology, and she did. And now I'm doing my own reading sometimes. And
yes.
I feel like I have a better understanding of how the houses work. So I'm excited to continue this series this season.
Yes, I love that. Look, I was just, we're just getting you ready to spread your little wings and fly out of the nest and do your own work, your own astrology and a little tarot, just getting out there.
Yeah, I've got my little deck right here. This cute little deck.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
I love this for you. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my my intro to the show, because right now it's I'm Shelby and I'm a light skeptic, and I'm just no, I'm not anymore.
I'm not a light skeptic anymore.
I'm fully in. It's only season 3. How weird is it gonna get?
I'm a believer. I love it. I love it. I think I have just a little bit of news.
Give me the news. Give me the news.
So when this airs, right, the next day will be our 1-year anniversary of this podcast.
Oh my God. Can you believe?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in celebration, I've got a bottle. We'll see if I can get it popped off.
How many people does it take to get a bottle of Prosecco open on a podcast?
On a podcast without hurting anyone or yourself. Oh, here we go.
Also, we're recording remotely. But...
Ooh, that was a nice little pop. See, it had a little. It did have a little. It had a little dribble. I'm glad the blanket was there.
Before we started recording, Christine was like, "What if it dribbles a little bit?" And I was like, "What if it does?" Now that's my new favorite phrase.
What if it dribbles a little bit?
Questions that need answers.
Questions that need answers. Well, cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Cheers to our...
I don't have Prosecco, but I will
right.
the rest of this edible.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to our 1-year anniversary of this podcast. Hanging in there. I love it. Doing the work.
I can't believe it. Doing the work.
Yes. Look at us Pisces keeping up with, an assignment. Well, you know what? It's not necessarily Pisces that are the ones that never finish anything. I think it might be more my Aries nature, the part of me that doesn't finish things.
Starts something quickly.
Starts things, doesn't finish them. Yes.
Doesn't follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love to start a project.
Same.
We're very excited about the project. And then
we're not.
we get about halfway through it and we're like, oh, I'll come back to it. It never happens. Never happens. Yeah. Or maybe it does. Sometimes it does. But, there's a lot of unfinished projects. Projects.
Every good creative has several unfinished works that could just pop off at any given time,
I guess.
Should the urge strike you?
Should the urge
strike you?
Hey, yes. So, here we are. But
Can't believe it's been so long.
it's been a year.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. I've enjoyed this year of talking about the mess in astrology and the mess of being a Pisces.
We've been so many places together.
Yes.
In conversation since then.
Wow.
You know?
That we have.
It's been so good.
Yes.
Truly. We've come a long way. Our friendship has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast has come a long way. Clearly my astrological knowledge has come a long way.
Come on. Yes. Yes.
Still not
Growth.
that good, though. Like, I just earlier referred to your Taurus moon, and then I was like, no, it's a Taurus rising, not a Taurus moon. Still can't remember all of Christine's birth chart.
Well, you know, that's just, you know, you don't have to know that. That's...
It feels important as my co-host that I know.
Yes,
You know?
yes, but that doesn't take away from your astrological knowledge.
That's fair. That's
For your
just a bad
advancements. Yes.
That's fair. That is very true.
You're still very knowledgeable. You just didn't remember. It's fine.
Thanks. Okay, that makes me feel better. On that note, would you care to do our co-stars?
Yeah, let's get into the co-star because we've got another app to talk about today as well.
Yes, we have a lot of apps to talk about. I'm excited.
Yes. So, would you like me to start or would you like to start?
Go for it. You got to pull
Okay.
up?
I have it pulled up.
What you got?
It says, nothing will surprise you like your own body.
Okay, we're recording this week, so I get to see Christine's... Maybe at some point in our audience will get to see Christine's face that she made after she said that, where you're like, oh, definitely you have an Aries Venus.
Yes. And that was what came to my mind, like, why does the Aries Venus always come out? It's like the Aries Venus, the Aries Mercury, they just come right on out. I'm like, why did that go to sex, Christine? Like, your body, it's like, ooh, your body.
It might surprise you.
It might surprise you. Hopefully in pleasurable ways. Always.
We always hope it's in pleasurable ways.
Always hope it's in pleasurable ways.
I'm curious about the do's and don'ts that follow that up.
Yes, do's and don'ts. Do sleeping bags.
Okay. We going camping?
Campfire.
Oh, yes, we are going camping.
And a healthy glow.
Yeah. Sexy camping time.
Ooh.
That sounds like the best porn I've ever seen.
Ooh, I like the in the woods part.
Do you?
I like it when people just be out in the park and shit.
It's a little...
It's like sometimes it's a little too...
It's
sometimes the videos that I've seen are like, man, you were really risking it because you don't seem like you're very far away from the road or a trail where someone would just walk up on you. Like, you kind of have to get, a little more adventure. You got to go in a little bit. Like, if you go...
Do you have a permit for this?
Are you supposed to be videoing right here?
It's like, that's the problem and not that everybody's just naked. What a good bit. Oh my God.
Some of these videos are very risky, like in the way of getting caught. Some of them are very risky in dangerous ways. I'm like, we're going to do anything to get the shot. Listen, we are of that culture. Anything to get the shot.
What does that mean? I'm picturing like a dude, like they're off of facing a cliff or something, and there's like a dude with a camera on a cliff.
I feel like I'm saying too much, but I've seen things where I'm like, that's dangerous. Like, I mean,
is
kinda.
That part of the thrill? That's part of the thrill, right?
I guess so.
Some people are quite literally adrenaline junkies, right? They just like need it to just be so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought immediately. I'm too high for this. But
Yeah. I'm just saying.
How did we get here?
I don't know. Oh, the healthy glow.
Right. Yes.
I love a healthy glow. Mm.
Okay, if those are your do's, what the fuck are your don'ts?
Well, smugness.
Okay, right.
Ego trips.
Mm-hmm.
And sugar rush.
Okay.
One of these things is not really like the others, but
yeah. I was searching for an innuendo, but I don't think I'm getting there.
I think I'm safe. Well, I don't know. I guess sometimes we go on ego trips. I feel like I'm safe.
I think you're safe. I think that feels like a very safe place for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I like it.
So, what's going on your co-star?
This one, like, took me by, so I read it this morning already, but I opened it and was like, oh, what? Okay, all right. It just felt very direct, very pointed.
Ooh.
My co-star today says, love is scary. Christine just poured herself a drink.
Sorry, I was like, that was really loud. I did it all the way over here, too, so it would not be.
I mean, we got, you know what? I love an ASMR moment. I love it. We already popped the champagne bottle. They needed to hear it, okay?
They really need to hear the next pour, the second pour.
Sorry. I've got a tangent. I've got a true tangent that has nothing to do with anything. Recently, I was going... Sorry, okay. Recently, I made a playlist called High School Heaters.
Oh.
And it's just songs that came out when I was in high school that will always remind me of high school. And I know that we went to high school in, like, different enough times that this might not relate to you.
Different eras. Just whole different eras. It was a different time then.
Yeah. Also, I'm white, so, like... There's that. Like, I'm just very, pretty
cultural differences.
White. Yeah. I went to a fucking Catholic high school. Okay, so this one of the songs that I put on the playlist was "Stunning Like My Daddy" by Birdman and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And there's a part in it. There's a part in it where he he does it in the music video where he like pours like really foamy champagne in his mouth and then says the next line, and he has like a mouthful of fucking champagne, and it's like really nice ASMR. Anyway, that was like Lil Wayne was doing ASMR in songs before that was even a thing. That was in like 2010, maybe, probably
very
more like
true.
2009.
That lighter flick and that
the lighter flicks. Exactly.
And yeah, he really was. Lil Wayne. Sorry, not little. Sorry, that just Wayne. Yeah, that took me to that Kanye moment. That Lil Wayne. Anyway, Lil Wayne. Is Lil Wayne an Aquarius? Innovator of ASMR.
You know what? That is a good question. I would almost bet that he is either an Aquarius or a Gemini, but I'm leaning more towards Aquarius.
If he's an Aquarius, that would be so perfect. I mean, I know we're no longer doing the Aquarius episode, but I feel like we're still in the energy, of the Dear Aquarius men.
He's neither. Do you have a guess of what he might be?
Give me an element.
Air. It's air.
Oh, well...
That's not
would that make him a Libra?
Oh, fuck.
Because we just said he wasn't a Gemini. I was like, right. that would make him a Libra, right?
God damn it. You're right. Too high for this. Yeah, he's a Libra.
I love it.
I'm
like, really wait, well, there's only one more.
I was just so surprised that he was a Libra. It didn't track for me. But he is an Aquarius moon though.
Yep, it's in there.
Yep.
It's in there.
Shit.
It's relevant. It's relevant.
Anyway, I feel really bad for anybody who did not go to high school during the mixtape Lil Wayne era, because it was, I just loved it. It was so great.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Right. Let me get back to my co-star. That's what we were doing, right?
Yes.
I gotta go back to the app because I was busy looking up Lil Wayne's birth chart. Okay, so love is scary is what it's saying.
Yes, love is scary. I agree.
Yes, we know. Do first move, tight squeezes,
Ooh.
and mixtapes. It's giving very cutesy energy.
I love a hug. You know?
Yeah.
A good...
other kinds of tight squeezes. You know?
No.
Do your Kegels. I don't know. All right. I wish you guys could see. You will see Christine's faces one day. It's just, what is the face that you're making?
I was like, when you said other tight squeezes, I was like, oh. It was a tight... Yeah, sorry, I went somewhere. That's all I can say
did.
Is, I mean,
With
it's just
your
like,
face.
a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
A tight squeeze.
That doesn't have... I just outdid the didder. Outdo the doer. I think I just made a sex joke where you were not making a sex joke for the first time ever.
I was like, a tight squeeze.
She liked it.
Just really just sit with it, like, yeah. Okay.
On that note,
yes,
my don'ts.
The co-star.
My don'ts are jealousy, double dip, and compulsive texts.
Oh, so interesting.
It's giving very romantic energy. Don't do any of this other bullshit over here.
Leave that stuff alone.
Add some levity.
Keep it light and flirty.
Yeah. Which, you know, it's a great time for that. We're just that Pisces new moon.
We love it.
Really made people feel all kinds of romantic. Something's happening with Venus today. Venus is in Pisces, maybe. That's what it is.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe it's in an Aquarius. I can't remember. Anyway.
So you know what's interesting that I just put together? So we just had this new moon in Pisces. And again, we're recording this a little on the early side from when this will actually air. But we just had this new moon in Pisces. And literally when I came from the weekend, everybody told me how sleepy they were this weekend. Everyone was like, I felt so, like, I didn't do anything this weekend. I just rested. I slept. I did more sleeping than I thought I would do this weekend. Like, I just put that shit together. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. People were telling me all this week, like, how they just chilled this weekend and how they didn't do anything. And I was like, wow, wait a minute. It was a new moon in Pisces.
There you go. That's how you know.
The energy be doing its thing.
See, this is why if you want
we can't make this
podcast, just know that you're not going to be able to be a skeptic anymore. Like, shit is just too coincidental. Everything is connected. It's crazy.
And it's like, you don't even have to know what's going on. It's going on. And then if, like, you put, you know, you sit and think about it, or if you know some things and you like, wait a minute. Everybody just said that they were sleepy. And we know that Pisces is very sleepy energy.
Man, we're a couple of sleepy ass bitches. Let me tell you that.
Listen, constantly, my text message, sorry girl, I fell asleep. I was asleep.
Christine texted me last night at 3:18 in the morning. And you know what probably happened? She took a nap. She took a nap from like 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. and then was just like awake.
Oh, girl, no, I went right on back to sleep.
Good for you.
Well, not right on back, but you know, I mean, I was probably up for like 30 minutes and then I went back to sleep.
That's impressive.
It's never the way I really want to function, but...
Sure. But it works
It
sometimes.
happens. It works. Now, I was slightly late to work this morning. Just slightly, like 15 minutes.
You know what? I figured out that it does not matter what time I go to bed. I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna be late for work probably. I could have slept for 12 hours and then woken up promptly at 5:30 a.m. on a full night's sleep, and I would still be late to work.
Very true. Like, that one has nothing to do with the other, right?
Yeah. The hours I keep has nothing to do with me being late or being on time. I'm just a fucking dilly-dallyer.
Listen, to the point where sometimes I don't remember or realize that I didn't put on... Like, I don't wear, like, a full face of makeup, but, like, I'll put on, like, some eye makeup.
Sure.
And I, you know, wear my little lip balm or whatever, keep it moisturized. And so I started just kind of keeping my little, eyeliner and my little stuff in my purse. Because every once in a while, I just run out of time and I don't have time. And I was like, I'll do this real quick at school. It's not my preference to do it at school, but I do it at school. Sure. So last week was really funny because there were 2 days in particular that I did not have on makeup when I came in and did not put on makeup for probably at least the first couple hours of school. On both of those days, the same girl.
If I've made it in that far in the day, I'm just not going to do it.
I'm not doing it, right.
Yeah.
That happened today and I didn't realize it, but I was like, oh, I didn't put on anything on my face today. Oh, well, here we are. Like, it is what it is. The day is over.
Right.
But
it's, not worth it anymore.
Right. I try to get it on, So the same girl comes up to me and tells me on both days that I look sick.
That's so rude.
And on the second day,
how rude she's being honest.
And she was just being, it was, but she also, she kind of knows, she's one of our fifth graders. Like, she's one of the little popular girls. And she just wanted to let me know that I was not on my game. And I feel like that's what that was.
Mean girl energy.
Just letting me know that you're not on your game today, ma'am. You don't have your makeup on and you look sick. So you need to fix the situation. Get them eyes together. It doesn't help that I might be, whatever. Anyways.
Right.
So, also on the second day, another girl comes up to me in the hall. She's like, Miss Chrissy, you put your makeup on at school?
Yes.
Like, basically, like, girl, you don't have your makeup on yet, so you do that at school? Like, that's...
I didn't think that's what this place was for. I thought this place was for learning.
Is this that noticeable when I don't have on makeup?
Honestly, it's funny that you say that because, like, you just said that you didn't put any on today, and I'm like, I didn't even notice. Like, I don't know. I know it's a Zoom quality,
True. Right. You're definitely not getting the most clear image of me right now. But it's wild to me. But it just, that stuff tickles me so much. It's just like, when I first started, I wasn't wearing anything on my face. And then I don't think I started regularly wearing anything on my face until we came back from the winter break. And, like, it was, partially to, like, accentuate my new hair color. I had this little eyeshadow that just kind of makes it all pop together. Right, and so I just started doing that every day. And so,
little look.
Right. It's the problem with continuing is that it's the expectation of the continue. Right. Like, the day you don't do it, it's like, what's happening? Yeah. What's wrong with you?
No, that definitely, that happened to me when we worked together. The first couple of years came in full beat every day. And then one day I was like, this job actually really sucks and I'm extremely tired and I'm going to look like it. And there was a period where I just said, fuck it. And I just didn't wear makeup to work at all. And one coworker was always like, are you okay? You should put on some lipstick.
I know who you're talking about. You. Yes. Right. Like, leave me alone, first of all. Okay? Right.
Yeah. Right. And I was like, that was when I was like 25, 26.
Right.
Just like, okay, bitch.
Like
my
ma'am,
skin
get
is
away
still
from
really
me.
Good. Okay.
Yes. Right. Like, I shouldn't even need makeup. You should be encouraging me not to put makeup on my face. Thank you.
Right. I'm letting my skin breathe. All right.
Right. Like, trying to stay like this for a long time, not,
Right.
Try not to let my shit crack, okay? Like,
oh my god. Okay. We need to take a break, probably.
Yes.
And
let's take a little break.
We'll come back with some fun, different, relatable content. Welcome back, y'all.
We back in here.
And we have something a little different in our relatable content today that I'm so excited about.
Yes.
Okay, so I think a lot of y'all, if you have been dabbling in astrology, such as we have for a while, you're probably familiar with the Pattern app. Mm-hmm. So similar to CoStar, it gives you like a little horoscope, but the Pattern started out as something that clearly, I'm sure we've talked about this on the podcast before, they clearly used astrology, but they didn't tell you like where it was coming from at any given time. And just recently they added the feature, well, they'll give you just like a little subtle look at the transits or the planets or, you know, whatever is happening that's affecting what they're giving you.
Yeah, they've started to kind of show their work, right? Like they're showing you like, okay, this is the astrology behind it. I think you can actually see a chart now and stuff like that. And it's cool. Like, I mean, I guess by now we had kind of gotten used to it, so it was just kind of, I know it was a critique of many. So, I mean, it's cool to see the astrology, but it's kind of like at this point, yeah, I mean, it was fine. But I do like, you know, some of these new features that they have, one of which we're going to play with a little bit this season. Yes. Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to talk about it?
No, you go ahead, because this was your suggestion. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them about what we're doing today.
So I, love this. Another way, we can play with our celebrity birth charts and whatnot. So the Pattern app has this newish feature called bonds, and so you can kind of do what looks like it's probably like a synastry or a composite. It's probably a synastry reading of you and another person. And so you can kind of, if you have other people's charts that saved in your Pattern app, or, you can kind of plug in people's information as you will. I think it'll let you save like 4 people that aren't already in the system.
Yes.
And then everyone else has to be a member of the Pattern to be part of your app or whatever. So they have that feature. So now they've introduced celebrity bonds. Mm-hmm. So for those of us who, have our celebrity crushes, can see how our astrological charts pair up with some celebrities.
So funny to me. This is like the ultimate fucking stalker, like...
It really is very stalker.
It's like some celebrity is going to get sued, like is going to have to sue somebody over this, because like they're going to be like, this person saw on the Pattern app.
Why did I have the same thoughts?
Okay, like, when I tell you about the chart that I ran, you will see why I immediately went to that, because I was like, oh my God.
Right. Same thought. Like, yes.
Okay. Let's give it to him. So we each pick someone to run a celebrity bond with. Christine, do you want to tell him who you chose?
So, anyone that knows me personally probably knows that this is who I would immediately choose. But my favorite, sexiest Scorpio man, Mr. Miguel himself.
Miguel.
And so
fine.
I love him. I love that man.
He just oozes sex. I don't know.
Yeah, Scorpio, right? Such a Scorpio. Oozes sex. Like, it just, everything he does, just like, I just want to fuck him. No disrespect intended.
Yeah, him and his wife just got divorced, I think.
I'm not...
They were like separated, and then they got back together.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm not really sure of the final status of that relationship. So I'm like, no disrespect intended. Right. This is a funsies conversation, but also, it's definitely a hall pass situation. Like,
there you go.
I'm doing it. I'm just letting you know. It's not even a, it's not a conversation. It's just I'm letting you know that if that ever becomes a... So, well, I'm glad you support me. Would you like to see what the pattern app says about this?
Do they support you too? Let's see. Do they support you?
The pattern app says, now I do have this thing. One thing I should explain is when you run a bond between two people, you can run a friendship bond. Because, sometimes we want to know the compatibility of our friends, right?
Yeah.
We want to screen our friends too. Or at least understand how we can work on our friendship in a better way.
I should run a friendship bond with us some other time. Anyway.
Yes, we should.
I've never done that.
Next episode. Let's do our friendship bond next episode.
I'm going to write it down so I don't forget.
Yes, right. Because we will forget.
Anyway.
So you can do a friendship bond or you can do a romantic bond. So, of course, I did a romantic bond.
Obviously.
Because I love Miguel. I love him.
Just be friends.
Yes, we could never just be friends. Never. Mm-hmm. So, when you run this bond, usually there's a word that'll pop up that will initially describe what that bond is like. Mm-hmm. Our word is extraordinary.
Wow, extraordinary.
We're meant to be. I'm going to him tomorrow. Like, I'm getting on a flight tomorrow, and I'm going to be with my man. The pattern app said that it's meant to be.
Meant to fucking be.
The first blurb that pops up, our strongest connection, says life changing. Life changing.
I mean, obviously. Even if it was a one-night stand, that shit would be life-changing.
It would be life-changing. It would. I'm going to have his baby. Like,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I'm getting pregnant. You cannot get away from me. What the hell?
Christina's been joking way too much for my comfort about getting pregnant lately.
Oh no, that is true. It is probably way too much for my comfort even. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
It's a time. Anyway, okay. Let's say more about this life-changing bond.
It says expanding uniqueness. It says Miguel can be himself around you. With you, he feels comfortable showing his unique side. You give him the confidence to be independent and not worry about what others think. Mm-hmm. You also expand his innate ability to be objective. He just shouldn't overdo this need to be different to the point of not connecting with you. That's the first connection. Now, it goes through several things. I don't know if we want to go through all of these, but I just, wanted you to know and everyone else to know that me and Miguel have a life-changing, extraordinary bond. And I knew it. Like I intuited it.
Christine, you sound a little delusional right now. And
what? Delusional in Pisces season? What? Who? Me?
Support your delusions, okay? I'm here for it. You can fuck that man.
I can.
You would change his life.
And baby, listen.
You will have his
people writing songs about me.
Hey now.
He's a musician. He write a song about me.
Oh. I had a song written about me once.
Yes. You did have a song written about
Not by Miguel, sadly. But
you had what do you call some bars. Some bars written about you.
I did. I eat that shit right up. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Really got me.
She said, and it still gets me. Yes.
It's every time. Do you want to give us any more of your, positive connections with Miguel, with your new man?
Okay, let me see if they do the positive and the negative.
Right, of course.
I'll give you some headlines. Okay, one of the amazing connections is that we have a strong pull and attraction. And it's not just physical. That's what it says. It's not just physical. Yeah. It's as though he presents some kind of ideal. You sense that you are meant to know him. Absolutely. Yes.
Philosophical.
This pattern is powerful. Yes. And being together probably feels incredible. Yes.
So many positive words here. Incredible.
Incredible. Powerful.
Wow.
Ooh, your connection makes you feel hopeful and inspires you both to reach your greatest potential. Miguel, call me.
It sounds like he needs you in his life.
I'm a muse.
You know what?
Maybe I'm the next muse.
I will say, Christine is one healing ass bitch. If you get a Christine in your life, you're probably going to be a lot better off. I think most people are. They might be a little mad at her at the end, but like, are they like a more well-balanced person as a whole?
Yes. You just have to like, you accept this whole Uranus 7th house. Maybe that's my Uranus 7th house energy. Like, it might not be forever. I don't know. And I mean, I don't know. It might be a limited time.
Sure.
But just have the gratitude for the time that we had together. Like
time that you had.
Yes, I want to get to that place. Like, you know, just appreciating that time and like moving forward in a positive place. Yes. It's amazing.
It's been a long year.
It's been a long year. It's February. Yes.
No, I meant for the podcast. It's our 1 year.
Oh, that's right.
It's fucking February, and I'm just like,
I'm like, it's February.
2023 is just dragging on.
Listen, it's been long.
Serious? No, that's not what I meant. All right, anything else about Miguel?
Yeah, you go ahead. Tell us who your celebrity bond is.
Okay. Well, to quote, our fave, my fave, I don't know about, it's not our fave, my fave, Young M.A.
Ooh.
Damn, I like them tatted bitches. Hi, Kalani.
Hey.
Because I did Kalani.
I love this.
She's been all over my TikTok feed lately. Like, I think she did some podcasts recently, and like, I keep seeing clips of her interview from it, like on different TikTok clips, and she's just everything about her. She's so cool. I just got like, I want to hang out with. So anyway.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear about my my bond with Kalani?
Yes, I definitely want to hear about your bond with Kalani. Hello.
Okay. All right. So the word at the top, it gives you like an overall word. The word is delicate.
Oh.
Which delicate. I think means like it could be. Which, like
a flower? Or like...
Yeah.
Like glass.
Like a bowl in a china shop?
Right.
You know, break something? Well, she is a Taurus, so...
Like eggshells?
Ooh, okay, I don't like that. Okay,
no, let's keep going. Let's back to a positive place, yes. Mm-hmm.
Because this one, it's really good. Okay, the very first thing, the amazing connection that we have, karmic link. Past life lovers.
Ooh. Yeah.
I've never had it say that before.
Right?
It says, your connection with Kalani may be incredibly seductive. It could feel like you've been intimate before. It's easy and intuitive to be together. The attraction isn't just physical, though. There's an authentic sense of closeness, like you already know each other intimately. So it's just like, yeah, y'all fucked in a past life for sure.
I can see you and Kalani together. I was seeing it. I was like, yeah, I can see it.
I don't think I'm her type, frankly, because her girlfriend
you're a little
is
more
WNBA
too
player.
femme. Yeah, I mean, you're a little more femme. That's okay, but you could go a little mask. Like I
could do it. I think I could do that.
You could pull it off. You could pull it off,
Thank
Shelby.
you. Yeah. Thank you. You know what? It's very funny you say that. I was just having a conversation with my therapist about how I'm very much stepping into my feminine little baby princess energy era right now. But I have been a little more like, you know, like masculine in like clothing wise and that kind of stuff before. So, you know, it's whatever.
I could see you in another reality having a different, like, I could see it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, and maybe in a past life. Maybe in a future. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I don't know which, where you are in the spectrum of time, this vision. But, you know, I can see it. Yeah. Like, I'm like, my girl could pull it off.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to think so. So, at some point in a past life, some other, you know, timeline, we did fuck. The next, like, what it says, it's calling the strongest connection that we have, also says amazing. And then it says enjoyable and pleasurable.
Okay.
So something very pleasurable about, it's all very sexy, like very pleasurable about being in each other's company. Might feel exciting and sexy because you boost each other's confidence. Just like, ooh, okay, all right, sounds great.
Yes.
But as you know, there's not, you know, there's negative sides as well.
There are the negative sides. Yes.
Both. But my strongest trial in this particular bond says devotion or frustration. So she would feel like she's a good source of stability for me, or that I'm a good, you know, sense of stability for her, which is kind of wild because that's not really a Pisces thing.
Right.
There's a seriousness about the relationship, which could cause some tension, apparently. Yeah. So we might not be super devoted to each other, but we do still have a very strong connection.
All right, y'all. We are back with the meats. And this week we are getting back into our house season. Our house series. And so we are, we've got 2 more episodes. Well, this one and another one. These are the 2. And we are going to discuss today house 9 and 10. So, without further ado, we're going to jump on in. House 9. I like when we get into these spaces. I don't know. It feels it's expansive energy. I think this part of the chart. I think what is this, the southern hemisphere of the chart, I believe. It's more external energy going outward.
Right.
So I feel like it feels a lot more expansive. Everything on the bottom half, which would be the northern hemisphere of your chart, is internal.
One of my friends was just asking me today, was another one of my newer friends, Violet, who's like super into astrology, was asking me where my sun sign was, what house it was in, and I did not realize. Great timing. It's in the 9th house. I had no idea. I did at one point, but like it's just a funny coincidence because I had not thought about it because I'm always like, I don't know as much about the houses. But yeah, I'm really excited to learn about this one now.
Yeah, because this is where, you know, your dominant energy lies. So, about the 9th house.
About it.
This is our house of philosophy and adventure. So this is the house where our Sagittarians lie. This is their native home.
Oh man.
So you already get an energy, right? You already get an energy, you get a vibe.
This makes so much sense to me because I feel like I've said on the podcast in our like episode about friendship that like I have a lot of friends who are Sag, and I don't really understand, like, I feel like Pisces and Sag is not like a stereotypically like close relationship, friendship or whatever. But for whatever reason, I'm just really attracted to them. And now it makes sense knowing that my sun is in the 9th house.
There you go. See, everything is explained. Everything is explained.
Totally.
That's all we're saying.
Totally.
There's an explanation somewhere.
Right.
So,
Tell me more.
Sagittarius is also ruled by the planet Jupiter. So this is also this Jupiter energy, very expansive. We've got philosophy. We're broadening our minds and we're broadening our experience with adventure. So our key words of this house are philosophy, higher education, adventure, travel to faraway places. We like that part. Yes. Yeah. Religion, exploration of different cultures, teachers, and gurus.
Interesting. Do you think of me as any of those things? Am I a person who, I don't know, I feel like I've, up until this point in my life, been kind of a homebody, but now I'm just like, traveled to faraway places sounds so great.
I love it. I love the idea. I'm like, take me away. Like, let me just immerse myself.
She's ready to be expat, like yesterday.
Like I just want to like experience different things. And like, I mean, when you start going to different places, speaking of the ninth house, we're right on topic. When you start going to different places and like seeing that people live differently, it's just like, oh wow, like I mean it literally expands your mind. It's like, wait, people don't actually do things like the way we do things every day. Like people live completely differently. Like we don't actually have to do this. Okay.
Yeah, it's just American capitalism. How many times am I going to say it today? I don't know if I've said it on the podcast yet, but I definitely said it when we were talking earlier.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yes. I mean, it's wild to me. Like, and some people, like, I mean, if this is the lifestyle you love, if you feel like you thrive in this, like, that's great. And it's like, I think they're just people that don't like people, and there's other options for you. I think that's the thing. It's like when you like expand through like travel and, like even like education, like it's like, oh, there are other options available. Yeah. I don't have to do it like this.
Does not have to be this way at all.
Yeah. I mean, this is ninth house shit. So yeah. So this house rules our travel to foreign countries, and other places, our spiritual teachers, and higher education.
Okay.
So these are big themes with the ninth house, like
master's degree,
yes, doctorates,
PH.D.
PH.D. Yeah.
I have a friend who's getting her PhD right now, and she sounds, every time she talks to me about it, she's like, yeah, this is the fucking worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I'm just like, never again. I do have a master's degree, but I don't think I'll ever go back to
good.
School. I want to keep learning, but not like that. Academia is terrible.
I will always keep learning. And I think that's the thing. It's like, I will always keep learning about something. But like going through another program
sounds so terrible.
Unless someone's paying me.
Yeah. And even if they are paying you, they're probably not paying you enough.
And it's right. It's like, well, what exactly? Yeah. Like, it's just not something that interests me. And I have many friends with doctors. I'm like, I'm cool with this master's. I'm really cool. And I mean, there's no pressure. I mean, it's just like, look, do what works for you. Like, if it doesn't suit you and where you're going in your career, in your life to get one, then why get one? So yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's all about where are you going? I needed a master's degree to get where I thought, where I was going, where I was intending to go. I was intending to become a counselor, a therapist. So I got a master's degree because that's what you have to do. But beyond that, like, yeah, I have many friends that teach at the college, the collegiate level or whatever. I'd never had a desire to teach.
Yeah. There was like a little bit of time where I did, in my last job, consider it, and then a long ass time ago considered going to law school. And I'm just so glad that I am not on that tip anymore. It does not sound fun.
It's like,
Not that it has to be fun, but like I think it's all a scam is the problem. I think it's all a scam.
It's all a scam.
I did need the degree to be able to form that opinion, I think. Like, I wouldn't feel that way if I didn't have it, so that's a privilege in and of itself. But now, I'm cool. I'm so cool. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, there are many things that I would love to learn, and maybe I'll go through some more certificate programs, things like that. Perhaps. I don't know if I'm going through like a full, like a university, like getting another degree. Like I'm pretty cool on that. But like I celebrate those who continue in this ninth house vision for themselves.
Absolutely.
And seek higher education in that way.
For sure.
I definitely like to seek it in the travel in that way.
Definitely. Exploration of other cultures, adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Like
100%.
Definitely trying to see how other people are out here living, and experiencing the world. Yeah, that's where I live. Like little mentioned is like the spiritual teachers and the gurus piece, and I think that very much fits here.
It does. I think about that more with like Aquarius, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that. Those might be the cult leaders.
Yes, exactly. That's true. They're not the same thing all the time, but sometimes there is overlap. Is there not?
Yes. Sometimes there's overlap. This might be the purest idea,
Maybe I am still a skeptic a little bit. I've said a couple of things
a little bit
in the last few minutes that have made me go like, yeah, no, it's still there. You're still a hater.
Still just a
little bit, yeah. Anyway, sorry. So, go ahead.
No, I mean, so this is where these people, these ideas also lie, because this is the house where we find religion, and so this is an interesting or a place of defining, right? Because we have the 9th house, we have the 12th house. The 12th house is where we find like the transcendence, the spirit, like going into spirit, that space. The 9th house is where we have religion. Like, what is your belief system?
Right.
What is that system? And so it's important to just differentiate and accentuate, if you will, those two houses. But this is where we find religion. And of course, in our travels to different lands, different places, we see a lot of different religious practices. And so that is a broadening of ourselves to experience how different people experience spirit.
Right.
So I love this. Yes, yeah. I love this for the 9th house. I love it. So, in your birth chart, if you have a lot of planets in this house, you may feel compelled to travel, live abroad, or seek adventure.
I'm so curious as to how many Christine has.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have some definite energy in the 9th house. Also, in my solar return charts for this coming year, I guess that'll activate here in a few weeks on my birthday. I've got a lot of 9th house energy, so I'm very excited to see how that manifests. Like, I had an idea of how I thought that was going to manifest, and that did not work out.
Right.
And I was a little let down. I was a little like, it didn't have even enough build-up time.
Yeah.
So I was really let down about that. So that's how I thought this was going to go. But maybe it's going to go differently. And so we're just going to have to see how that solar return chart plays out over the next year. But lots of 9th house energy. So we'll see what happens there. So an emphasis in this house could also lead to an academic path. You might go to graduate school. So many people going to graduate school. Jesus. So many loans. Hopefully, so many
Come on, Joe.
fellowships. Like,
Come on, Joe.
come
Cancel
on,
those
Joe.
fucking loans already, huh?
Cancel the loans, please. Somebody told me today that their loans were forgiven last year, and I was like, oh, wow.
You know what?
Wow.
That 10 years of public service is coming up quick. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
I remember looking at public student loan forgiveness when I first got into the job market as a college grad, and thinking,
Right.
like, 10 years of public service, am I really going to be doing this shit for 10 years? And, like, we're not that far away from that, honestly.
Here we are, still doing it.
Still doing it.
It's just a sad part of my life. No, I'm just kidding. We love helping people. We just want to do it in ways that are lucrative also. Right. What's wrong with being comfortable?
We just want to
okay?
live, okay?
We just want to be comfortable.
I'm
We're
in
not
my
even trying to live
bimbo
lavish.
era.
Hello.
I'm in my bimbo era.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
What's wrong with... I'm just trying to be comfortable. Just want to be poor your whole life.
¿Por qué no los dos? Okay? ¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué los dos?
Why can't we do both?
Yes, see. So you also may pursue a life of philosophical inquiry.
Right.
So all of these people that are just like these books, all the books, and they study and they study. Like, I feel like that's me in astrology right now.
I was going to say, that sounds like you have so many books. And you have...
Maybe that's...
Not just about astrology. You have books. I've been to your house. You have books about a lot of things. But there are a lot of mystical books, for sure.
I love a mystical book. Like, things about the crystals, things about energy, things about astrology, things about numerology, just any kind of anything. I don't know. Give it to me. Just meditation, weed and meditation.
Tantric sex, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a book you would have, though.
I don't have that book, but I would have that book. I definitely would. If I came across it.
I want you to come visit so bad so I can take you to the new weird little place that I've been buying weird books like this lately.
Yes, I'm down. I'm coming. Yes.
We gotta make it happen.
Look. 9th house, we're talking about travel here.
Come see.
Yes, we're coming to visit. So, planets and signs in this house are going to indicate how we relate to religion and philosophy. So, depending on what planets and, signs are there, are going to kind of vary. You might have a sign that's a little more skeptical.
Right.
So that may lead to, you feeling more skeptical towards, systems of belief, or certain philosophies, very established philosophies. You're like, no, I don't get into, to those kind of more structured ideas.
Okay. Sounds very heady, for sure.
Right? Yeah. These are, again, the professors.
Mm-hmm.
Just very studied. This is a lot of studying is happening here. Studying and or just getting out in the world and getting the study of living just out there in the world. Not in your comfort zone. So, for example, if you had an Aries in the 9th house, that might reveal that you have a courageous and well-traveled spirit, as well as the willingness to dive head first into adventure.
Wow. Okay. Cute.
So these people aren't afraid. They're not like hesitant. They're like jumping right in. So these are the very adventurous people, not like...
Okay.
I think about it like, maybe. They're very, we're getting into it, jumping in. And of course, that Aries energy again, like drive, just going for it.
That makes sense.
So another example would be, yes, right? A Jupiter in the 9th house that could signify great achievements when pursuing higher education, the ability to teach, or luck finding a spiritual teacher or inspiring mentors and professors.
Interesting. I definitely
Yes.
don't have Jupiter in this house.
Right. Now, so like Jupiter in the ninth house, of course, Jupiter is at home in the ninth house, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and that's
Right.
the ruler of the ninth house. So having Jupiter in the ninth house is like very good energy, right? Like it's, very expansive energy. So you're definitely doing a lot of growth, in those areas, when you have Jupiter in the ninth house. All right, so for the 10th house, now that we've, expanded our minds,
Expansive.
expanded our experiences,
Wow.
now we're going to work.
I'm so learned now.
Right.
What's next for me on the wheel of
Right.
life?
Now we are getting into our career and our
boo.
social status. This is where your reputation lives, right? So the
Boring.
10th house, yes. So the natural ruler of the 10th house is Capricorn. You know Capricorn. Our
Ugh,
Daddy
Capricorn.
Saturn.
Capricorns. I just found out the other day that one of my I don't know why I'd never really thought about it before, but one of my friends in my group of high school core friends, several of them are moms, and we're all just kind of in different places in life, but one of them is such a boss ass career bitch, and she came to brunch the other day and was like, well, I know everyone is having big announcements about babies and getting married and all these different things, but I just want you to know that I was the top seller in my company last year and they gave me a trophy. And I was like, yes, bitch, work, get your little trophy.
Better get it.
I know you make more than everyone at this table combined, probably. And I very much appreciate her, but of course she's a fucking Capricorn.
Of course she is.
She is.
Achieving,
Girl,
achieving, and
how
achieving.
How did I not think about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Makes so much sense. Anyway, sorry. That was a tangent. Tell us more about the 10th house.
So yes, so again, our natural ruler is Capricorn. That is ruled by Saturn. This is our Daddy Saturn energy right here. This is where it lives. This is where it abides. Our key words in the 10th house are career, social status, the father,
Daddy.
fatherhood,
Okay.
ambition, and outer responsibilities, right? Taking care of others, or other things.
Right.
So this house is where, we see where our careers are ruled. Where we stand in society, and Daddy Saturn, again,
course.
Daddy Saturn, the father.
Of course.
This is where all of that energy lies. Take care of your responsibilities, right? Make a plan, set goals.
Get a fucking to-do list, all right?
Get a to-do list. Get your shit together.
So earthy.
Plan for, unexpected things. What? Who does that?
Have so much money.
Have so much saved. Yes. What are you doing? Get it together. This is where we get it together, right? So, the 10th house. This is where we find out what careers are going to bring us success and how we are going to contribute to society. So it's not just about getting a job. This isn't like the 6th house. This isn't the daily going to work action. This is really what is your legacy, right? Where are you going to leave your mark on the world through your work? So this is really your career.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what's going to bring us success. So paying attention to what kind of energy is in your 10th house is is going to be important to your trajectory of where you go in your career and what you will find the easiest success with, at least.
Okay.
Of course you can go in different routes, but like, if you flow with the energy, right, like tends to be an easier path to success.
Right.
So this house also shows us how we perceive our father and how we relate to discipline and tradition.
That's interesting. Okay, I hadn't really thought about it from that perspective.
Yeah. Do you know where do I have it in here? I'm like, do you know where your 10th house?
Aries. It's in Aries.
Yeah. Does that energy like vibe with how you feel about your father, or like?
Yeah, it kind of makes sense because it's not all that different from, he's a Leo, so
Okay, it's fire energy.
Fire energy either way. I'm trying to think of what else though. When I did that astrology reading recently, we talked a lot about my Aries Mercury and my Aries like being in the 10th house and the midheaven, which we'll get into here in a little bit. And she was talking to me about like doing something in communication that feels like kind of important, and that like, I don't know, she made me feel like a real career bitch. So I was like, okay, but she said just chill for a couple of years and then like something big will happen and it'll hit. So I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of yes and no. I think that part of my life is still like coming.
Still developing. It's still in development. Yes.
Right.
In progress. I feel you. Yes.
What about you? So where's yours?
So my 10th house is Aquarius. I can't say that relates to how I perceive my father, but how I perceive discipline and tradition, very much yes.
Okay.
Like, I think the Aquarius, that
makes sense.
Yeah, like we're just, we're on a new wave. We're doing a different thing.
But it has to have come from the place where it came from to get there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I said that in a way that makes sense, but you know what I mean.
No, look, okay, listen, I'm looking at the symbology of Aquarius, and it's like the little waves, right? And so it has to coming from where it came from to get where it's going. So like you have to understand the tradition and have to have that to get where you're going, to go to a different space, right? Have an appreciation for that, and know that you want to do something a little different. Yes. So, okay. If you have a lot of planets in the 10th house, it could mean that you focus your energies on climbing the social or corporate ladder, achieving success, and becoming well known. So again, this is where your reputation lies. So this is a energy that's going to want to put yourself out there and your achievements and your success, because we want to, have that to be. We want to broadcast it, right? We want to show off our successes. Right. So that's if you've got a lot of planets here, that's, in stellium energies. We're going to talk about stelliums this season.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. So
I've met so many people with them.
Yeah. If you've got a concentration of energy here in the 10th house, could have a lot of energy around climbing your way to success. You might be a very successful person. So signs and planets that fall here also are going to indicate how we relate to our career and society. Again, it's that outward projection of ourselves. Also, the 10th house cusp is where we find our midheaven and or the medium coeli. I don't know.
I never know how to say this word. Yeah.
Yeah, coeli, coeli.
Selly. What if the O was silent? It was just Selly.
Oh my God. Anyway, y'all know what we're saying if you know what we're saying. Otherwise, the midheaven for everyone else. So this is one of the 4 house cusps. We have, the AC, the ascendant, the DC, the descendant, the IC, which is the Ilium Coli,
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The other end of the spectrum from the midheaven. And then we have the midheaven, the MC. So, the MC, the midheaven, is located at the very top of your chart. So it's going to be about 12 o'clock. And
if you're on
the
a
medium,
circle, look at the circle.
if we're looking at the circle birth chart, it's at the 12 o'clock position.
I don't know why I felt like I needed to clarify that. Don't ask. Sorry.
It's got to be the circle.
Don't try to do this on a square. That's not how clocks work, okay? That's not how clocks work.
I cannot. So,
yes.
Medium coeli is Latin for middle of the sky. So, the 12 o'clock position, middle of the sky. So it all, it's all related. So this is an important part of your chart because it speaks to your natural gifts and contributions to the wider world. So again, that legacy, like what are we leaving behind? What are our contributions going to be? So yeah, one of those important parts, just like the ascendant. So your ascendant, your rising sign, speaks more to how people see you in a one-to-one interaction, whereas the midheaven is going to speak to how the public sees you. So both very important aspects of your chart, right? Yeah. And aspects of how you relate to the outside world. One gives you more of that intimate energy versus like a very like public outward persona. So sense. Yeah, interesting energy. So if you're looking to find your purpose, as so many people are always looking to find their purpose.
Of course.
This is a great place to look. Right. Who's not looking? Like, why am I here? Like, maybe look towards your midheaven, your 10th house. Like, see what's going on up there. What kind of energy is existing up there, and see, what you can come up with. There are lots of guides out here, but just kind of check out your chart, see what's going on up there, and see what you can figure out. So I was gonna say, see, like where are midheavens? So I've plugged them into our outline already.
Thank you. Did the work for me, so I didn't have to look it up.
I did. In case, you might have known it off the top of your head. You might not have. I don't know.
I have ready access to the Sanctuary app, which does tell me, but still.
Yes.
I do tend to forget,
so,
Yes.
Do you want to share where your midheaven exists and, how that so far has manifested in your life?
Yeah, so mine is also, in Aries, and it is, I don't know, I feel like I'm, kind of stepping into that a little bit more now, especially, well, I don't know, this is what I talked about earlier, but just like not being super career driven right now. I'm not really sure what that means, or if it means that I'm supposed to just do like a lot of things and start a lot of projects and then never finish them, or what. I'm not sure yet.
Just like start a lot of shit. Just, start a lot of shit. Don't finish it. It's fine.
My job on this earth is to start a lot of shit.
Maybe it's to experiment, like maybe, instead of, look, the reframe queen has come alive.
She's so good at this. She's so good at this.
Here we go. Maybe it's to experiment. Maybe not just start a lot of shit, but like to experiment with some different things until you find that thing that clicks. And once you'll know it. Like when it clicks, it's just going to lock in place. Really, and you're like, click. That's where it is.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that apparently in a couple of years. But you got to experiment.
You're right.
To get there.
You're right. Yeah. So now is a good time for experimentation. So I'm taking anybody listening to this want to offer me a job, an opportunity,
She's
something.
open.
I'm here.
She's open.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
So what about you? Tell me about yours and how you feel like a little more about that energy.
So my midheaven and my 10th house are in Aquarius. I think that is manifested so far. I think about just my career so far, and then I think about kind of where it's going. I think we started kind of more on a traditional trajectory.
Right.
But I think there was part of me that always knew that it was not something I would continue. Like, there's part of me that knew I was going to do something different later.
Yeah.
And it always would baffle people. Like, anytime, like, people would ask me about licensure.
Yes. Yeah, and
like,
you were just kind of
you
like...
gonna get your license? And I was like, I think I'm not going to really do this forever, though. Like, I feel like I'm going to move to something else. And I think probably many people looked at me like, girl... And sometimes even I look at me like, girl, you should have just gone ahead and got the license anyway. But,
I think the same thing. Because I don't have clinical licensure, but that shit takes so long. I don't know.
It costs money. It takes time. And then by the time I finish it, I'm going to be like, I really don't want to do this.
Yeah, I'm not going to want to do it anymore. And I've been just fine without it. I got my, master's licensure.
I've been just fine. I've gained lots of experience. Sometimes maybe that not having the licensure kind of people question more. But, whatever. It still has led me to where I am now in the work that I'm moving more towards. So I think... Again, that Aquarius water, like that symbology even of just like that wave of, we start in one place and we're just like going up and down. We're just taking this little path. And, eventually we find ourselves in this very different, not different line of work, but just different way of, healing. Because I think healing work is what I've always been called to. And that just has manifested in different ways over time. And so we've gone through the clinical therapy route and gained a lot there. Working a little bit in the education system, trying to do what I can in the education system
doing
right now.
Everything she can, let me
doing everything I can. That's going to be a more short-lived experience, maybe.
Yeah. It's not easy.
But I'm also, developing my own practice, and, I've been developing that over the last few years and, doing different things within that. And that's been like a really rewarding experience and just kind of doing my own thing. And I think that is that Aquarius piece of like just kind of building my own thing and like, what is this going to look like and developing it myself. It's just like an experience in and of itself of just kind of like, there's no real blueprint on how to do this.
Yeah,
so you're just kind of building it for yourself. It's a very independent mission, so it's very Aquarius vibes.
It is. I haven't really thought about that, but it is such Aquarius vibes, like all the way around.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's an interesting experience. It is an experience. That is what it is.
That's the same way I feel about. I mean, y'all already know about my Venus signs. So I feel like anytime you have an Aquarius placement in your chart, you have this sense of.
Yes. Yeah. Like this is interesting. Yeah. This is interesting.
It's real weirdo energy, especially if it's not an energy in any way.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember. I feel like my Saturn is in this house. Or at least my Saturn is in Aquarius. So it is either... I think the Aquarius part of is split between two houses, or the 10th house shares another sign. I can't remember which off the top of my head without looking at my chart.
Yeah.
But I know my Saturn is in Aquarius, and so I'm thinking if the Saturn is also in the 10th house, but it could also, it might be in the 9th house. It might be a little split right there.
Got you.
But yeah, Saturn is also in Aquarius, so just, you know.
Okay. Do I have any other planets in Aquarius? Sorry, in the 10th house? I don't think I do. Nope, just Aries, just my Mercury sign. Oh, Mercury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mercury's hanging out there.
Interesting.
Well, see how that manifests over time. And that's the thing about the birth chart. It's like it can be read at different points in time in life and like resonate, and also it speaks to your lifespan as well.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, like, I mean, there might be things that like don't feel as clear, and then later it's like, oh yeah, no, I see where that was coming in actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, all of this is, still developing. We are yet very young.
Exactly.
In the grand scheme of things. So let's get to the examples of our 10th house energy. So one example would be our 10th house in Gemini. So that could reflect a soul who can make a living as a writer or a teacher or speaker, right?
Makes
Someone
sense.
who's, communicating for a living, for their career, for their, the thing that they leave behind. Also, someone who maybe would have a 10th house Pluto might mean that they have a commanding presence at work, and the potential to achieve tremendous power and fame.
Ooh.
Because again, Pluto energy is very strong, right? It's very powerful, very commanding.
Small but mighty Pluto.
Yes, very mighty. So Pluto is giving, Pluto in your 10th house is, going to give you some very strong energy.
That makes sense.
In your career.
I feel
yeah.
I feel a little more knowledgeable about the 9th and 10th. The 10th house especially, I feel like I have a little bit of a different perspective on. So
yeah.
I like it.
So that's where we go. We're expanding, and then we're, expanding in our reputation, right? We've got to experience some things first in our 9th house, and then we go to our 10th house to then kind of give that back, right? Give that back in the way that we
let us
work,
our
in the way that
so
in our career space, yes, that we give that knowledge and that information back. And so on the next episode, not on the next episode, but
the next time we
on
do the house
the
series.
final
installment.
Yes, the final installment of our house series, we will talk about the 11th and the 12th house, and this is where we go to die.
Death, a little death is a tree. I can't wait.
We had the 8th house, the sex and death, and the transformation, the phoenix. We did all of those things. The 11th house. Yeah, we're going to, find our community. We're going to, be humanitarians. We're going to innovate, do all those things. We've talked about Aquarius quite a bit in our first 2 episodes. And then, of course, we get to the 12th house, and that's ruled by our sweet Pisces selves. And this is where we're going to transcend, y'all. This is, we've done all the things. We've learned all the lessons. It's time to go.
Amazing. Speaking of which,
yes.
Do you want to take a little break?
Yes.
And then come right back with one more little special segment, and then wrap up?
We've transcended the meats.
We've transcended these meats. Here's some transcension meats for you. Hand them over. What are we doing with our hands?
What are we doing with our hands?
I don't know. Okay, all right. We're taking a break.
Break.
Okay. Welcome back, y'all.
We in the back end. The back end.
The back end. Let me tell y'all, we've had a lot of technical difficulties this episode. This took a long ass time.
Listen, y'all don't even know.
It didn't help that we had an hour and a half chat before we started, but
True. That's true.
Either way.
Hey.
Christine, do you have one more little special segment for us before we get out of here?
I do. I've got a little special thing for y'all.
Tell us about it.
So, every now and again I want to bring you some horoscopes and maybe some different horoscopes from around the internets. And this week, we're going to stop on by these sexy scopes, if you will.
The sexy scopes?
Sexy
I'm sorry,
scopes.
the name just gets me every time. That's what we decided to go with.
Yes. You know me, I'm a sucker for alliteration.
Of course. Why not?
So these sexy scopes, if you will, are by @4heathens on Instagram. Visit if you dare.
Okay.
If you are a heathen yourself, it's sexy up there, so I'm just letting you know. But it's a good time.
Right.
So they
I'm
do
a
some, yes, heathen, yes. We're going to start with our water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces.
Of course.
What, or should I say who, are you daydreaming and fantasizing about? If it's someone new, you're getting the wrong impression. They may make you feel good, but that ain't what you want.
Oh.
You have the completely wrong idea about them, but think you can change them anyway. That sounds like a water sign. Don't be that girl.
Is this tracking?
Tracking, right? Tracking hard.
Tracking.
Pay attention when someone shows their true colors and listen to what they actually say. That is some real water sign. Like, get out of the delusion, girl. What did they say? Look at what's happening. Like, yes.
Yeah, that's meaningful.
Water signs, pay attention. It's not too much sexy happening over for water signs. Water signs is like,
seem that way.
you need to just open your eyes. Yeah, like, you get out of the daydream.
Good advice. That's good advice. We always need it.
Yes, we always need the little slap in the face real quick. Oh, wake you up. Okay, I'm back.
Yep, it's true.
So, air signs, that is our Geminis, Libras, and Aquariuses. You are focusing all your energy on them when you should be focused on yourself. What you desire is yours to have, but are you really putting yourself in alignment to have what or who you want? What you think you want and what you have subconsciously been desiring are two different things. Stop thinking and replaying memories from the past. It's blocking you from feeling good about the future.
I mean, that's... Yeah. Okay. All right.
Did you feel something there? That touch some of your placements? Like, ooh.
Why'd you say it like that? Did it touch them? I don't know.
Did it touch them? All right. So, next, we have our earth signs. Those are Tauruses, Virgos, and Capricorns. Smothering. Obsession, or is it your love language? It may feel good, but it's not going to satisfy your sexual self. You could be shy and obediently follow directions in the bedroom now, where before you were exploring all the kinks. Do more of your own thing. If you've been having any relationship or love issues, you'll soon have a conversation that'll overcome obstacles and bring good changes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm hearing that for the earth signs in
Earth
your life.
signs, yeah. Good for y'all, yeah. We're over here,
I guess.
just surviving, I guess. So y'all having a good time. Yeah, great.
Sounds like it. A little jealous, frankly.
Well, right? Just, it's fine. It's fine. And lastly, we have our fire signs: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What you thought was a fairy tale ending came burning and crashing down, and that's okay. You learned before things got too deep, and you may have decided to take them back. This may be the first time, but their unpredictability will start to become predictable. Allow your intuition to keep guiding you. Your body has a way of knowing things. Ooh, the body keeps knowing. Yeah, the body be knowing. Yes, the body knows.
We've come full circle.
Yes. Process your emotions by becoming more present in your body and showing yourself compassion. Pour all your love into yourself right now.
Okay.
Fire signs. It's all about you right now, boo. Like, take care of you. Just put all your love into you.
It's good. That's
yes.
Yeah. Christine's a big proponent of that.
Okay, an advocate, if you will.
That's all I had. Sorry, it's just one dirty
a coach,
joke and then
if you will.
No follow-up.
Just no follow up. So yeah, that's our sexy scopes. It was sexy for some. Earth signs were getting it in.
They were.
The rest of us are getting it together.
We're trying.
That's all right. We've got to recover. We've got some healing to do. So we'll come back to this corner again. We may have some sexy scopes. We may have some different scopes. We may have some different kind of readings, if you will.
I liked it. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, get a little different at the end of our episode.
Season 3, things getting crazy.
Yeah, we're mutable energy, baby. We just keep it changing. We just change it up one time. Change it up one time.
Anything goes.
Anything
and
goes.
Also, anything goes.
And anything goes. It's a pro and a con. Hey,
we love it.
That's what it is.
We love it.
Yes, duality. You know what? I was just reading something that was saying. Oh, it was Kat. Was on our podcast. Cat? Yes, Cosmic Cat. Yes.
Yes.
She had done a post about Pisces season, and I don't know why it never has been said in that way, that it kind of clicked for me in that way, but she said Pisces, like Gemini, has this duality. And I was like, you know what? I never even thought about it that way, because we do have the two fish, and they do symbolize different things. And so I'm like, why did I never think that we had that in common with Gemini in that way? Like, Gemini gets a lot of heat about the duality, and Pisces usually doesn't get the heat.
No, we get duality nuance, and they get duality straight up two-faced.
Yeah,
which
true.
They're the same energy. It's just all in how you use it. Pisces can have that same sort of not positive context sometimes, depending on your personal energy. But yeah.
Also, I feel like Gemini, maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like Gemini is a more extroverted sign in general. Mm-hmm. So Definitely. There's a difference in even how that energy is projected.
That makes sense too.
Yeah. So it just, it's just differences in energy.
All around.
Yeah.
All around.
So yeah,
okay. So that's just another case to do the Dear Gemini Men episode next time, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm here for it, because, I'm here to roast them all.
Yeah, all those bad boys, right?
All those bad boys, because, they've been bad. They've been causing problems out here in these streets, women just trying to find which one is the one that's going to make, we're just trying to make a life together. Just trying to,
there's no right
find
answer.
Love,
There's no right answer.
Yeah.
Christine, do we want to roll out this episode? Just spell
We're
it
going to
out
roll
for 'em
out.
on
We're
the
going to
way.
spell it out and roll it out. Okay, we're going to roll out the spell out. Yeah.
Roll out.
Roll out. Hey. So, listen, y'all. If you want to reach us, talk to us about any of our past topics, anything, your thoughts about today's episode. Tell us about any ninth house, 10th house experiences. You've been out here traveling, you know, where you've been going. Tell us, send us pictures. I mean, you know, well, I mean, hey, send whatever you want to send. Hey,
Yeah, sure.
Sure, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't have boundaries.
I don't know. Send them to Christine.
We do have
I'll tell her to
boundaries.
check
We
the
do.
inbox
No.
and tell me if there's anything
Don't send nothing
good.
crazy. Don't send nothing crazy. But you know, I mean, if it's like sex, you know.
Again, like I said, send them to Christine.
If it looks good, you know.
Well, you know, it's all subjective.
It's all subjective. Anyway, I'm just kidding, y'all. Anyways, so if you would like to reach us, you can find us at suchapiscespod@gmail.com, and that is spelled suchapiscespod@gmail.com.
You can also find us at Such a Pisces Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on TikTok. I'm making TikToks, and then I'm stealing Christine's reels that she made and turning them into TikToks.
Hey.
But it's there. When I get cute and dressed up, I decide to make silly TikToks now, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. So please follow us there. I'm very excited about our future viral fame. Can't wait.
I'm here for it. Yes, y'all. So.
All right. Per usual, if you made it this far in the episode, please, if you haven't already, give us a follow on your favorite platform. Subscribe to the pod. Give us a good rating. Maybe leave a little review. Tell the people what you liked. Tell us where your 10th house is.
Yes.
And other than that, I guess we'll see y'all next week.
See ya. Stay safe and protect your energy out here, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.